Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Zay, collectively known as SoCal Uncensored or
STU! This is Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the worst podcast I've ever been on. Word.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the best podcast you never heard of. My name's Tom. I am your host. Today is Sunday, January the 31st, 2021. It is the day of the Royal Rumble. Hope everybody has checked out the special Royal Rumble bonus episode that dropped yesterday on Saturday with all of my previews, predictions, Royal Rumble facts, and statistics, and all that kind of fun stuff. I want to thank everybody for watching, listening on YouTube and Spotify and wherever you get your podcast from. Make sure you're following on all social media at catchhookshoot. Check out our brand new website. It's been up for about a week, catchhookshoot.wixsite.com/catchhookshoot. And if you can't remember all that, just click on this little, whatever this thing's called. I can't remember what the hell it's called right now. But, just click on that. It'll take you to our link tree, which is linktree/catchhookshoot. You'll get links to the website, all the podcasting platforms, YouTube, Patreon, Pro Wrestling Tees, the Big Cartel web store, and all that kind of fun stuff. If you ever want to drop me an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. Got a huge week of wrestling going on this week, so let's start it all off like we always do with the match of the week. So the match of the week this week comes from AEW Dynamite, and it is Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer. I knew this match was going to just be a brawl between these two guys, and it did not disappoint. And, just a great match between two just big, heavy hitters. Kingston did pick up the victory with a little bit of help from the Bunny, handing him a pair of brass knuckles or something or other they wrapped around his fist and just knocked the hell out of Lance Archer. So, Eddie Kingston was victorious in that one. But if you just like knockdown, drag-out brawls in your wrestling, you're going to love this match. So definitely make sure you check it out. Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer from AEW Dynamite. So let's move into the next segment of the show here, which is my top 3 highlights of the week, and that is called the 3 count. Number 1 on the 3 count this week, Alexa Bliss. She's been spending a lot of time in the 3 count the last few weeks, but I've said it over and over again. Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt, my absolute favorite part of Monday Night Raw this past Monday, was no exception. Alexa got her chance at the Raw Women's Championship. I thought it was a really good match. Alexa transformed mid-match yet again. This time she reverted back to her old self. In her old style wrestling gear, and just looked very confused and didn't know what was going on. And then again, another transformation into what I've taken to calling evil Lexi, where she's got the black lipstick and her hair up, and just with the blank expression, and just gets very brutal. And it looked like she was about to pick up the victory over Asuka, and then Randy Orton popped into the ring and hit Alexa with an RKO. So I'm sure there's definitely going to be some repercussions coming, probably tonight at the Royal Rumble, if I had to guess. I'm looking for The Fiend to show up sometime in the Rumble and take out Randy Orton. Number 2 on the 3 count from AEW Dark on YouTube. -1, Brody Lee Jr. on commentary. I thought this was great. This kid, he's a 9-year-old kid, but he is so into what he's doing with AEW. He came out with the Dark Order for a match that Ten was having, went over to the broadcast area, and he's playing the heel, and he's doing an awesome job of it. The first thing out of his mouth when he puts the headset on is, "Shut up, Excalibur." This kid is great. I hope AEW keeps him around, because I mean, they already gave him a contract at 9 years old, but he's. I mean, you can tell this kid's loving what he's doing. AEW is taking care of this kid after the loss of his father, taking care of his family and everything like that. So I'm loving everything that's going on with Brody Lee Jr. And number 3 on the 3 count, there was an interview on Smackdown with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, and it honestly was one of the best promo segments I've seen in a long time. It wasn't in ring; they were in separate rooms or whatever, and it was like a video conference more or less. But Roman Reigns just playing that cool, cocky, arrogant heel. And he's doing it very, very well. And Paul Heyman just adds to that. And, Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens. He's one of the best promo guys that WWE has. And, just great build-up for their match coming up at the Royal Rumble tonight. So, that is my my number 3 on the 3 count for this week. So let's move into some news and rumors and results for this week. Starting off with Monday Night Raw. Saw an in-ring segment to open the show with Drew McIntyre and Bill Goldberg. Got interrupted by The Miz and Morrison, and McIntyre and Goldberg kind of working together, taking Miz and Morrison out. So it was a fun little spot. Just building towards the Royal Rumble. That's pretty much what everything was all about this week for WWE. Charlotte Flair got a victory over Shayna Baszler via DQ when Nia Jax interfered in the match. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose came out to make the save, and then, of course, Lacey Evans got involved, and this turned into a 6-woman tag team match. And Dana, Mandy, and Charlotte won via countout, but apparently that was not supposed to happen. I guess Shayna Baszler apparently missed her cue to get back in the ring, and the ref kept counting, as they're told to do, if something like that happens. So Adam Pearce came out, restarted the match, and in the restarted match, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Lacey Evans did pick up the victory when Nia hit a vicious-looking choke slam power bomb combo on Dana Brooke, which... you know what? I'll get into that a little bit later. But, Nia, Shayna, and Lacey picked up the win in that one. Xavier Woods finally got a win over Retribution. He got a win over Slapjack, who, unfortunately, Slapjack seems to kind of be the jobber of Retribution, which is kind of sad because Shane Thorne is really a damn good wrestler. Why he is kind of being made out to be the weak link of Retribution, I don't know, other than, he's the smallest guy in the group. So who knows? But, Woods finally got a victory over Retribution, only to get beat down after the match. And, Mustafa Ali made the announcement that he is replacing Kofi Kingston in the Royal Rumble. Kofi out with apparently a broken jaw from what they've been saying on Raw. We saw a backstage segment with Lacey Evans and Charlotte and Ric Flair, and Lacey just knocked Charlotte flat out. Sheamus picked up a victory over John Morrison, which ended up turning into after that, we had a handicap match, a lot more double duty on Raw this week again. Handicap match, Miz and Morrison defeated Sheamus this time. Then AJ Styles got a victory over R-Truth. This was R-Truth's bid to get into the Royal Rumble. It seems like AJ, as he described himself on SmackDown this week, has been the gatekeeper for Raw, for people entering the Rumble. So Truth, yet another one who's apparently not going to be in the Rumble, so who knows. Then we saw not really an Alexa's Playground segment, more of like a video vignette type thing of like some highlights, and with Alexa talking over it. It was just a cool little segment. Like I said, I love Alexa Bliss. Matt Riddle defeated the Hurt Business in a gauntlet match to qualify for a United States Championship match somewhere down the line, and then was attacked by Bobby Lashley on the stage after the match. And then we had a huge announcement from Edge announcing that he is coming back from his injury and he will be in the Men's Royal Rumble tonight. So I cannot wait to see that. And then, of course, we had the main event was Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. I already talked about that in the match of the week. So let's move on to AEW Dark here. SCU picked up yet another tag team victory, this time over the team of TNT, the Hughes brothers, Devon Dudley's two boys. Lee Johnson defeated Peter Avalon in his pageant provocation. It wasn't a match. It was literally what it sounds like, a pageant. And after that, we saw Cesar Bononi, former NXT star, come out and attack Lee Johnson. So looks like another possible rivalry building up there. Ty Conti had a match, and the Dark Order actually accompanied her out to the ring. So it's looking more and more like Ty Conti is going to be a member of the Dark Order at some point. I already talked about -1 coming out to do commentary during Ten's match, which was pretty cool. And after the match, -1 left the commentary booth and attacked Ten's opponent after Ten had already picked up the victory with the kendo stick. Brian Pillman Jr. tried to come in to make the save, only to get beat down by -1 with the kendo stick. So I'll say it again. I love what they're doing with this kid, and hopefully they keep it up. Moving into some Impact news. Started off the show with a promo with Rich Swann and Tommy Dreamer. Basically, Rich Swann telling Dreamer he wants to give him a shot at the Impact World Championship, and that is going to happen at their No Surrender event coming up on the Impact Plus app. So that should be pretty cool. If I am recalling correctly, this is Dreamer's first shot at the Impact World title. But that promo spot was interrupted by Sami Callihan, Chris Bay, and Moose. And Willie Mack came out to make the save, and only for Ken Shamrock to come out and get involved in everything. So this led to an 8-man tag team match during the main event, which I'll get to in a little bit, that had a mystery partner for Swan, Dreamer, and Mack, which was pretty damn cool, honestly. So I'll get to that in a minute. Josh Alexander and Matt Cardona picked up a win over Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Then after that match, we saw a backstage segment with Cardona and Alexander talking in the back, and Brian Myers coming up to him. Brian Myers, of course, former tag team partner of Matt Cardona, and referred to Cardona as his Janetti, quote unquote. So Brian Myers kind of implying that he was the Shawn Michaels of that team. So I was kind of hoping to see Myers and Cardona as a tag team again. Apparently, it looks like they may end up being rivals. You know what? Either way, they have awesome chemistry. I mean, they're best friends. So, either way, the two of them end up in a ring together. I'm here for it. And then we saw yet another paid ad from AEW, and a lot of fans are annoyed with these or find them stupid or whatever. I think they're entertaining as hell because they're funny. I mean, it's Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone taking pot shots at Impact, and just building the story, building the rivalry between the companies. Tony Khan trying to make Impact look like they're small time and that kind of stuff, and it's doing its job. It's doing what it's meant to do. It's building heat. It's building up the rivalry between the companies. So I'm definitely liking it. Brian Myers had a match against Eddie Edwards, which Myers won the match by disqualification. Edwards kind of getting into his hardcore mode again, got himself disqualified. Then we had the Fire and Flava Fest, which was the kind of the celebration for the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, which was interrupted by Havoc and Nevaeh. Of course, Havoc and Nevaeh are the team that Hogan and Steelz defeated in the finals of the tournament for the Knockouts Tag Team titles. So apparently they are looking to get a rematch for those titles. We found out through another backstage segment we are going to see a match next week between Susan and Jordan Grace. So that should be interesting. I mean, Sue Young, Susan, whatever you want to call her and Jordan Grace, probably my two favorite wrestlers in Impact right now, so I can't wait to see this one. Joe Doring defeated Cousin Jake, and after the match, it looked like Diener and Doring were going to put a pretty bad beating on Cousin Jake and try to break his ankle like they did to Rhino last week, and Eric Young stopped them. I think, I don't know, it kind of looks like they're trying to bring Cousin Jake into the fold. Maybe we'll have to see how that's gonna work out. And then the main event, Moose, Chris Bay, Sami Callihan, and Ken Shamrock taking on Tommy Dreamer, Willie Mack, Rich Swann, and a returning Trey Miguel in an 8-man tag match. And Dreamer, Mack, Swann, and Miguel were victorious in that one. So let's move on to AEW Dynamite. I already talked about the Eddie Kingston Lance Archer match that kicked off the show. They are going to have a rematch coming up. I believe it's this coming week. They're going to have another match. So that's I can't wait to see that one again. Saw a promo from Sting and Darby Allin build into their street fight with Team Taz coming up at the Revolution pay-per-view. Chris Jericho and MJF got a victory over the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. So apparently Jericho and MJF are going to be the tag team from the Inner Circle who's going after the World Tag Team titles in AEW. So I'm still curious to see how this whole Inner Circle thing is going to work out, because there's so much animosity between MJF and Sammy Guevara. And I think everybody thinks at some point MJF is going to try to take over the Inner Circle from Chris Jericho, and we'll probably see a babyface turn from Jericho at some point. At least that it seems like that's the direction it's going. But we're talking about AEW, so they're not necessarily going to follow that formula. So who knows? We saw a promo from Pac, kind of hyping up his match coming up next week. Then an in-ring segment with Cody Rhodes, and he's responding to Shaquille O'Neal, who's basically laid down a challenge. And we found out, obviously, since Brandy Rhodes is out of action due to expecting her and Cody's first child, Cody is going to team with Red Velvet at Revolution to take on Shaq and Jade Cargill. So, okay, I mean, Shaq's been involved in wrestling before. He's been a part of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal at WrestleMania. So I'm willing to give this a chance. I mean, it's I can't really say it's something different, because this is something that has been seen throughout the history of wrestling. So we'll have to see how this one turns out. Hangman Adam Page defeated Ryan Nemeth in Nemeth's AEW debut. Pretty good match between these two guys. Ryan Nemeth, of course, the younger brother of Dolph Ziggler. And Matt Hardy came out during this match, appeared to be scouting Hangman Page, making some overtures to him after the match and talking to him about how he's so isolated and, how his friends kind of abandoned him and that kind of thing. So Matt Hardy trying to get Hangman Page into his little faction that he seems to be building. And one of the better matches that took place this week on any wrestling show, Jungle Boy picked up the victory over Dax Harwood in a singles match, and just a damn good match between these two guys, and continuing to build the rivalry between FTR and Jurassic Express. Of course, after the match, Cash Wheeler and Tully Blanchard went on the attack, but Marco Stunt, SCU, and Top Flight came out to make the save. So we'll have to see how this is. Obviously, this rivalry is nowhere near being over yet. So, I would think FTR is going to need to get probably get some backup, because you figure you got all three Jurassic Express members, SCU, and Top Flight against them. So this could turn into something big, or it could just stay between FTR and Jurassic Express. I guess we'll see. Then we got a promo on the outside of the building from Team Taz, responding to the Sting and Darby Allin promo from earlier in the night. And basically Team Taz attacking the merchandise vendors outside the arena for not selling any Team Taz gear. We saw some vendors get the crap beat out of them. One of them get lawn darted into a trailer, kind of like Kevin Nash did to Rey Mysterio years ago. If you haven't seen that, look it up. Then Britt Baker picked up a victory over Shanna. and then proceeded to continue beating her down after the match until Thunder Rosa came out to make the save. Again, building towards their match at Revolution. Had a confrontation in the back between MJF and Sammy Guevara, like I was talking about earlier, that dissension among the inner circle. So, yeah, something's got to give with the inner circle at some point. And, yeah, we had a match of the Bullet Club versus the Dark Order. The Bullet Club side was the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks, and they did pick up the victory. They showed, unity during the match, after the match. I was expecting, I was really expecting the Good Brothers to turn on the Bucks at some point during this, but didn't happen quite yet. But it's coming. All the signs are pointing to the Bucks getting decimated by the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega because of Don Callis. So I'm waiting for that one to happen. And then after the match, we saw Phoenix and Moxley make an appearance, going after the Bullet Club, and again, building towards that 6-man match that's going to be coming up. So let's move on to some NXT news here. MSK, formerly the Rascals, picked up a win over Killian Dane and Drake Maverick to advance to the semifinals in the Dusty Cup. I'm really pulling for MSK to win this tournament. I think that would be an awesome entrance for them into NXT, and it would get them immediately in line for a tag team title shot. So MSK right now is my pick to win the Dusty Cup. I'm hoping that they're able to take it. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai picked up a win over Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea to advance in the Women's Dusty Cup. Grizzled Young Veterans defeated Rush and Kushida, also to advance to the semifinals. Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory attacked after this match, mostly going after Kushida, because Kushida is pretty much the number one contender for the North American title that Gargano is holding right now. And yeah, kind of weird spot. Dexter Lumis was just kind of looming in the crowd, popped up over Austin Theory's shoulder while he was holding Leon Ruff. I think I called him Leo Rush a little earlier. I'm sorry about that. Similar names, guys, just very similar names. But Leon Ruff was the man who Austin Theory was holding outside of the ring, making him watch Gargano attack Kushida, and Dexter Lumis just kind of popped up over her shoulder, and just very odd. But that's Dexter Lumis. Found out Kurt Stallion was attacked. He was supposed to get a Cruiserweight Championship match against Santos Escobar, but that match didn't happen. It was rescheduled for next week, and while William Regal was reading the riot act to Legado del Fantasma in their locker room, advising them that if anything happens to Stallion next week, there will be consequences, whatever that might mean. Escobar picked up the Cruiserweight title, and underneath was a tarot card, it looked like. So I'm not sure what that's signifying. Possibly a new opponent on the horizon for the Cruiserweight title, so we'll have to see how that one's going to play out. Then we saw a promo in the ring from Toni Storm, who was interrupted by Io Shirai. Of course, Toni Storm wants a shot at the NXT Women's title held by Io Shirai. Brawl broke out between those two, and Mercedes Martinez, who also is a contender for the women's title, came in and attacked both of them, actually, and Toni Storm ended up being the one standing tall at the end of it all, holding the NXT Women's Championship. Then we saw a recorded promo from Imperium. Of course, last week we saw the return of Alexander Wolf, who has been in NXT UK for quite some time due to the travel restrictions and everything. Obviously, those have lightened up because he made his return to NXT, and it was kind of implied during this promo that Walter may be coming back to NXT as well. If he does, I'm wondering if they're going to pick up where they left off with the challenge between Walter and Finn Balor, because I know a lot of people were looking forward to that match before the whole lockdown and restrictions hit. Undisputed Era will be taking on Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa next week in the Dusty Cup. The winner of that one moves on to the semifinals. Bronson Reed got a win over Isaiah Swerve Scott in a pretty good match. Then we saw another promo from Thatcher and Ciampa, again talking about their match with the Undisputed Era. And in the main event, Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor actually picked up the win over Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. Very good tag team match. This was a strong contender for match of the week. But, yeah, of course, after the match, Pete Dunne came out, attacked both Balor and O'Reilly, so it was 3-on-2 for a while. Yeah, Burch and Lorcan were holding Balor by his arms, and Pete Dunne went right after the fingers and apparently broke the fingers of Finn Balor. The other members of Undisputed Era did come out to make the save. Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, a little bit slow getting out there, a little bit late to the game, so I'm still not 100% sure where this alliance between Balor and the Undisputed Era is going. But, I think most people are expecting to see the Undisputed Era turn on Finn Balor at any moment. So we'll have to see how that one's going to play out. Moving on to MLW Fusion for this week. Some pretty good stuff going on MLW. Laredo Kid retained the AAA Cruiserweight Championship in another great match against Zenshi, and made it known he wants a double championship match against Leo Rush for both the AAA Cruiserweight title and the MLW World Middleweight title. That will be a match to watch between Leo Rush and Laredo Kid. That match will be insane. I hope they're able to put it together. Richard Holiday defeated Savio Vega in a Caribbean strap match for the Caribbean Championship, the IWA / MLW, I guess, Caribbean Championship, thanks to a corrupt referee. The referee was standing in Savio Vega's way when he was trying to touch the final corner. Of course, a strap match, you have to walk around, touch all four corners in succession. Vega had gotten 3 of them, and when he got to the 4th one, the ref was standing right in the corner, so Vega could not get to the turnbuckle. And when Vega threw the referee out of the way, Holiday jumped in behind him and slapped the turnbuckle himself for to get the win. And it was revealed that this referee, I did not get his name, but is a former NBA referee who actually did time for fixing games. So yeah, they're definitely playing the corrupt ref angle on this one. Ring of Honor for this week. Josh Woods got a victory over Dalton Castle in a Pure Rules match. I've said many times I love the Pure division in Ring of Honor. It's some of the best just technical mat wrestling you are going to see, and this match was no exception. Josh Woods, Dalton Castle. I'll give this honorable mention for the match of the week. Go check it out. If you're not watching Ring of Honor, if you are a fan of technical wrestling like I am, you need to be watching Ring of Honor. That bottom line. And then another really good 6-man tag team match. Shane Taylor and SOS defeated the Foundation, Jonathan Gresham, Jay Lethal, and Tracy Williams. I would call it kind of an upset because, I mean, for my money, the Foundation is the best group in Ring of Honor. But, yeah, Shane Taylor and SOS get the 6-man tag team victory there. So moving on to some NXT UK goings on. Trent Seven made the announcement during a promo at the opening of the show. Actually, let me rewind that a little bit. Jordan Devlin, the NXT UK Cruiserweight Champion, was in the ring talking about his open challenge and everything. Trent Seven came to the ring, basically announced he is entering the Cruiserweight division. He is going to get down to 205 pounds and wants to challenge Jordan Devlin for the Cruiserweight title, which Devlin accepted, provided that Seven can get down to can make weight. So should be interesting to watch. Trent Seven, fantastic wrestler. I mean, there's no question about that, but he is a larger guy, so he would have to drop a considerable amount of weight to get down to the 205. So we'll have to, it's probably going to be couple of months before that match happens, but I'm looking forward to it if it does. Some new signings for NXT UK, including Mako Satomura, who's been in the Mae Young Classic in the past. If you're not familiar with her, look her up. Tremendous Japanese women's wrestler, and somebody who's been in the business a very long time, very well respected. And when it comes to women's wrestling in Japan, she is pretty much the top, and she is now part of NXT UK. And another signing is a wrestler named Bailey Matthews, who is the son of NXT general manager William Regal. So he is a second generation star, and he is now part of NXT UK. Ben Carter gets his first WWE victory, picked up a win over Sam Gradwell. A little bit of an upset, I would say. Just the big size difference between the two of them, first of all. But so Ben Carter gets his first win in NXT UK. And the main event of NXT UK this week, Pretty Deadly, are now the number one contenders to Gallus for the NXT UK tag team titles. They picked up a win in a four-corner elimination match against The Hunt, Andrews and Webster, and Smith and Carter. Pretty damn good four-way match as well. Another one I would recommend checking out. So let's move on to SmackDown for this week. Open the show with a Daniel Bryan promo, which was interrupted by Raw's AJ Styles, of course, using that brand exchange or whatever they call it that they can do quarterly, where they can jump back and forth between shows, whatever. So AJ Styles interrupted and ended up setting up a match for later in the show. Bianca Belair got a win over Bayley in yet another great match. A lot of really good wrestling going on this week, more than usual. Dominic Mysterio had another match against Baron Corbin. Dominic attacked Corbin on his way to the ring, but still was not able to pick up the victory. So Corbin gets another win over Dominic Mysterio. We saw the Miz and Morrison get into a bit of a scuffle with Big E backstage, and Miz talking about possibly cashing in after the Universal Championship last man standing match between Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. So I think the Miz is going to try to cash in tonight. I'm not sure on who, but I think he's going to try. And I don't know. Maybe by the end of the night, the Miz will be a champion. Have one of the top titles in WWE. We'll have to wait and see. Saw another backstage segment between Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. Sami basically trying to get Nakamura kind of back on his team. Now we've been seeing a bit of a babyface turn by Nakamura in recent weeks, and I think that's pretty much cemented at this point because Shinsuke told Sami Zayn to go to hell. So I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. Shinsuke Nakamura has completed his face turn. Then we had that Roman and Kevin Owens interview that I talked about a little bit earlier. Just really good segment between these two guys. They're Roman and KO have really good chemistry as opponents. Then we got to the main event, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, which ended up being like 3 or 4 different matches going on. First, Bryan defeated AJ by disqualification in a singles match. Then Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Big E, and Shinsuke Nakamura all got involved, so it ended up being a 6-man. Then the Miz and Morrison came out and went on the attack, so that ended in a no contest. Otis came out to make the save, and it ended up being a 5-on-4, 9-man handicap tag team match, which was really weird. And then Sheamus came running in out of left field and turned it into a 10-man match, and Sheamus ended up getting the pin over on Sami Zayn. So the winners of the match were Daniel Bryan, Big E, Shinsuke Nakamura, Otis, and Sheamus over AJ Styles, Sami Callihan, Cesaro, The Miz, and Morrison. Yeah, I think I got all that straight. It was an entertaining segment. It was fun. I don't think it was, I mean, it was just crazy. But I enjoyed it, even though it was a bit confusing. And then at the end of it all, Braun Strowman made his return from, I guess he's been suspended since Survivor Series. I honestly didn't even know why he was gone. But Strowman returns, and it was basically said that he will be a part of the Royal Rumble. So that was SmackDown. So let's move on to 205 Live. We had another match for the Women's Dusty Cup. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart picked up the win over Marina Shafir and Zoe Stark. Another good match. It was Zoe Stark's in-ring debut for WWE, teaming with Marina Shafir. Kind of a cut and paste tag team. Marina Shafir's regular tag team partner is Jessamine Duke, but as I mentioned, I think it was last week, Jessamine pretty much doing, creating online content now, and that's kind of what she's doing now. So is she done with wrestling? Who knows? But that's, as far as right now, that's what she's doing. So Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart advance in the Dusty Cup. A little bit of New Japan news. Jon Moxley made an appearance at NJPW Strong, confronting Kenta in the Bullet Club, and basically left him laying. Told Kenta, he'll be seeing him, because Kenta, of course, the number one contender for Moxley's IWGP United States Championship. So cool little surprise appearance from Jon Moxley. A couple of quick notes, or one quick note about the Royal Rumble coming up tonight. A SmackDown Women's Tag Team title match has been added to the show. Sasha Banks will be defending against Carmella. And some miscellaneous news. Taylor Wilde, former Impact Knockouts champion, has announced that she is signed somewhere and will be returning to TV. She wasn't specific as to what company or anything like that, but apparently I would assume she's talking about wrestling, but who knows? Wrestlers have been known to pull swerves every now and then. But, by all accounts, she is signed to a wrestling company and will be returning to TV soon, which I love it. Taylor Wilde was one of my favorites in the earlier days of TNA and Impact, and, I was bummed when she retired so early, but, hey, that's her decision to make. Just as a fan, I was very sorry to see her go, because she was probably in my top 2 or 3 knockouts in the earlier days of TNA. The AEW Revolution pay-per-view has been moved from Saturday, February 27th to Sunday, March the 7th. This is the first time an AEW pay-per-view will take place on a Sunday. So, and to me, it's shaping up to be a pretty damn good pay-per-view, so I can't wait to see it. And a huge announcement from WWE this week. They announced that all of their network content, the entire WWE network, is moving to NBC's Peacock app as of March 18th. This is part of as it was reported, a deal that is worth $1 billion over 5 years for WWE. So, and a lot of people complaining about this, and they don't want to download the app, and this and that. Guys, just download the freaking app. It's pushing a button, for God's sake. I don't get all the complaints. The Peacock app is half the price of WWE Network. It's $5, so you get the same content plus whatever's already on the Peacock app. I'm cool with it. I mean, the Peacock app is not on every device. Like, it's not on Amazon Fire Stick for some reason, but hey, whatever. I'll watch it on my PlayStation or something. But, so I definitely plan on making the switch when it happens. So it is what it is. I mean, are you going to turn down $1 billion? I don't think so. So good on WWE. So, that's going to do it for news and rumors and results and all that fun stuff for the week. So right now I'm going to throw it over to Charlie G, and he is here with your Indie Cut.
Thank you, Tom, and hey to wrestling friends. I am Charlie G with your Indie Cut. I am recording this Friday afternoon before the GCW Fight Forever 24-hour marathon fundraiser shows. So let's begin with Friday, January 22nd, and CNL World Championship Tournament Season 2.5 Massacre from Santiago, Chile. It is on YouTube, so look up National Wrestling Championship. I guess wrestling. Chilean Shinobi defeated Perfect Bundy, and in their own world title tournament matches, Taylor Wolf defeated El Mastro. To the States and Unified Wrestling Oklahoma from Bethany, Oklahoma for their UWO title match. Champion Blade defeated Father Page. To Pro South Wrestling in Piedmont, Alabama. In tag match, Brandon Watley and Hold My Beer Hansen defeated James Hardy and Roma Miller. In a non-title match, Austin Towers defeated Draven Lee. And in a six-man tag, Ace Haven, Damian Seratone, and Reynolds defeated Aleister Crow, Darian Crow, and Tyler Culprit. Down to Mexico for Welcome to My Barrio, where Camouflage defeated Excalibur. Those are the only names I knew how to pronounce, so that's all I said. We are still in Mexico for CMLL. Ultimo Dragoncito defeated Caliga, 2 falls to 1. And El Cortero, Forestero, and Sanson defeated Mystico, Valero Jr., and Diamante Azul, 2 falls to 1 as well. On to Saturday, January 23rd, and Explosive Pro Wrestling from Western Australia. Reawakening 19, Day 2, in their EPW Invitational Tournament semifinal matches. Tyler Jacobs defeated Del Cano. In their EPW Tag Title match, champions Jack Edwards and Tyler King defeated Bobby Marshall and Dan Moore. And for the EPW Heavyweight title, champion Mikey Nichols, yes, Mikey Nichols of New Japan and WWE fame, defeated Michael Morleone. So nice to see Mikey back in action back home in Australia. So explains why he's not in New Japan right now. We go on to Insane Championship Wrestling, Fight Club 156 from Glasgow, Scotland. It is on the WWE Network. Continuing with their Lionheart League semi-final matches, with Stevie Boy defeating Jack Jester and Shaw Samuels defeated BT Gunn. Back here in the States for Wrestling for a Cause from Owasso, Oklahoma. In a Falls Count Anywhere match, Reed defeated Tommy Dean for the WFC Hometown Heroes title in a four-way match. Tim Rockwell defeated champion Dmitry Alexandrov, Derek James, and Paul Puerto Rico to become new champion. And for the WFC Heavyweight title, champion Alex Royal defeated Jason Jones. Oh, and KJ Everly and Tino Valentino. Should have been a four-way also. Then we head to SOAR Championship Wrestling, 2-ring Super Rumble from Dallas, Texas. From the sound of this, I'd like to see this match. These shows, that's for sure. For the CKW Southern title, champion Larynx X defeated Spider. For the SOAR tag titles, champions Anthony Price and Jace Osi defeated Cesar Torres and Emilio Guzman. In the 2-ring Super Rumble match, Dante Smiley, Evelyn Carter, Joe Angelo Garcia, and Kerwin won that. I'm not going through all those names. For the SOAR Junior title, DJ Brown defeated champion Ty Wilson by DQ, so no change there. For the vacant OIWA International title, Dante Smiley defeated Evelyn Carter, Joe Angelo Garcia, and Kerwin to become the champion there. For the SOAR North American title, Omega defeated champion Dean Fleming to become new champion. And in their SOAR title match, champion Nate Lawson defeated Ryan Rembrandt. On to Shine 66 from Port Richey, Florida. Yes, Shine Wrestling was back in action. For the Shine Tag titles, Jamie Jamison and Marty Bell, who are champions, defeated Lexi Gomez and Sofia Castillo. Harlow O'Hara defeated Erica Torres. Ava Everett defeated Shahara Seven. For the ACW Women's title, champion Ali Rex defeated Amber Nova. For the Shine Nova title, champion Natalia Markova defeated Double D Rose by DQ. Chelsea Durden defeated Catalina Perez. For the Shine Tag title, Kimber Lee and Stormy Lee defeated Jameson and Marty Bell, who were champions, until Kimberly and Stormy Lee defeated them to become champions. And in the main event for the Shine title, champion Evilise defeated Allison K by DQ. No surprise there. Those two do not like each other, I bet. On to Metroplex Wrestling from Bedford, Texas. Zero the Anti-Hero defeated Matt Locke. In a tag match, Malin and Sky de la Cremosa defeated Casey Clay and Skip Terrific. And Jackson Stone defeated Yuta. To Intense Wrestling Entertainment, a champion will rise from Augusta, Georgia. AC Mack defeated Tyler Culprit. For the IWE Women's title, Savannah Evans defeated champion Danny Jordan to become the champion. Danny Jordan was champion. I did not remember that. For the IWE New Age title, David Ali defeated champion Hunter Young to become the champion. In a Bad Blood grudge match, Josh Magnum took on Sean Legacy to a 9-minute double countout. So that's kind of boring there. For the IWE Heavyweight title, champion Billy Brash defeated Logan Creed. For their IWE tag titles, champions Dudley Duckings of Lance Lude and Rob Killjoy defeated Alexander Koloff and Neil Koloff. To Independent Wrestling Expo 2 from Fort Worth, Texas. It was on the Fight TV app. So Killa Kate defeated Alejandra the Lion. Carrie Wright defeated Warhorse. So Warhorse back in action and losing. Bam Bam Malone and Moonshine Mantell defeated Apex and Shane Stratmore. Lance Archer defeated Exodus Prime. Magnificent Maliko defeated Nobe Bryant. Tom Waller defeated Lou Gotti by DQ. Myron Reed defeated Mysterious Q. And Will Allday defeated Aski. Alright. Up to Ignite Wrestling 5th anniversary show from Vero Beach, Florida. For the Ignite Tag Team titles, champions Mike Monroe and TC Reed defeated Kiko Harris and Cody Castle. For the vacant Ignite title, Leon Scott defeated Kylan King to become new champion there. And for the Ignite Women's title three-way match, champion Casey Lennox defeated Aspen Rose and Dream Girl Ellie. So a bunch of AEW Dark talent was working on that show. Nice to see there. Up to H2O No Pity for the Week from Women's Town, New Jersey. For the H2O tag titles. Okay, Bruce Gray and Tyler Vox defeated champions Austin Luke and Marcus Mathers to become the champions. For the H2O Hybrid title, champion Frankie Picard defeated Rocket. G Raver was back in action, defeating Alex Stretch. For the H2O Danny Havoc Hardcore title, champion Bam Sullivan defeated Aiden Bale and Mouse. And for the H2O Heavyweight title, Chuck Payne defeated champion Ron Mathis to become new champion there. Then H2O did another show, You Shouldn't Have Done That, where Sean Henderson defeated Connor Claxton. Ryan Redfield defeated Brandon Kirk. Tag titles are back up for grabs for Austin Luke and Marcus Mathers, who are champions now. Took on Chris Bradley and Christian Rose to a no contest. And in a Anything Goes match, Jimmy Lyon defeated Xavier Cross. Down to Bayou Independent Wrestling, End of the Line, from Brookhaven, Mississippi. For the BIW Deep South Heritage title, Cassidy Riley defeated champion Frankie Thomas by DQ. For the BIW Southern title, Hair versus Career match, Adam Asher defeated champion Steve Anthony to become new champion and keep his hair. Go to Anarchy Wrestling Bunkhouse Rumble 2021 from Cornelia, Georgia. In a non-title match, Shane Marks defeated Will Caution. Ben Buchanan defeated Nate Tatum. Alex Kane defeated Sal Renaro. And in a 20-man Bunkhouse Rumble match, Jacob Ashworth won that. Down to American Combat Wrestling and World Wrestling Network Proving Ground Week 4 on YouTube. So if you want to check that out. For the ACW Cruiserweight title, champion Bobby Flacco defeated Alex Todd. Sofia Castilla defeated Lexi Gomez. And August Artois defeated Kevin Canyon. On to Sunday, January 24th. New Japan Road to New Beginning Day 6 took place. All tag matches there. Pure J Fight Together 2021. Where Kura Yunoyama and Mikado took on Kazuki and Raiden Hagan to a 12-minute draw, of all things. Gotta Move Chaka Pro 84 from Tokyo, Japan on YouTube, where Balakyan Aki and Mei Suruga defeated Chai Kasikawa and Takuya Kihara. On to All Japan Pro Wrestling New Year's Wars Day 3. In 6-man tag, in Zanagi, Utamaro and Zeus defeated Akira Francesco, Jake Lee, and Tajiri. For the Gora TV title, champion Jun Kasai defeated Black Menstrio. For the All Japan World Junior Heavyweight title, champion Koji Iwamoto defeated Fuminaro Abe. And in a Triple Crown title match, champion Suwama defeated Satoru Oshino. That had to be a great match. On to Active Advanced Pro Wrestling, Shy Battle 85, where Rina Shingaki and Shu Asakawa defeated Kaiji Tomato and Takuro Nico. On to Wave Osaka Rhapsody Volume 49 took place. Nothing to talk about there. Then on to Stardom 10th Anniversary Show. It was taped on the 17th, but was shown on the 24th. So for the Future of Stardom title, champion Saya Ida defeated Unagi Sayaka. That was a really good match. Natsupoi defeated Konami by DQ. For the High Speed title, champion Azumi defeated Kari Yoniyama. Tam Nakano defeated Starlight Kid. That is one to watch. In a 4-way elimination tag match, Momo Watanabe and Saya Kamatani defeated Himeka and Sari, as well as B. Priestley and Saki Kashima, and Mayu Iwatani and Ruaka. For the Wonder of Stardom title, no rules match, champion Julia defeated Nasako Toro in a very hard-hitting, interesting match where Julia broke some bricks over her back. So check that out. I believe that clip is on YouTube. But that was another great match. And for the World of Stardom title, champion Utami Hashita defeated Micah in a very good match. Still at Stardom, New Year's Stars 2021. Day 6, their afternoon show. Natsuka Tora defeated Uraka. Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka defeated Saya Ida and Starlight Kid. Saya Kamatani and Utami Hashita defeated Lady C and Mayu Iwatani. Azumi and Momo Watanabe defeated Natsupoi and Siri. And Julia, Himeka, and Maika defeated Bea Priestley, Konami, and Saki Kashima. That was a good show. And then for their evening show, it was Uraka defeating Lady C. Himeka defeated Saya Ida. That was a really good match. Starlight Kid defeated Unagi Sayaka. Of course, that was pretty good as well. Mayu Iwatani and Tam Nakano went to a 15-minute time limit draw. Very good match between those two, without a doubt. In a 3-way elimination 12-woman tag, Bea Priestley, Konami, Natsuka Tora, and Saki Kashima defeated Julia, Maika, Natsupoi, and Siri, as well as Azumi, Momo Watanabe, Saya Kamatani, and Utami Hashita, with Bea Priestley eliminating Utami Hashita last to win the match. So check out those shows if you wish. Those are really good. And as for Stardom's 10th anniversary celebration on YouTube, they put out 5 lengthy YouTube matches from the beginning. They showed their first show pretty much up until recently, so check that out if you wish. I have not yet to do it because they are pretty long and probably like 20 hours worth of matches, so check that out as you wish. Back here in the States for Unified Wrestling Oklahoma, from Midwest City, Oklahoma, for their MCW heavyweight title match, champion Double D defeated Kevin James Sanchez. For their BCW Buzzsaw title, champion Brawler Morrison defeated Warren Powers. And in the main event, Tino Valentino defeated James Ellsworth. On to Baja California, Mexico for wrestling in Mexicali. We go with Luis Diora Jr. defeating Finino Negro, and in a 6-man tag, Gino Del Are, Hunlede, and Proximo defeating Dago Ortiz, Ray Cobra, and Voltron. Sorry about those names. Those are pretty new to me. Go to Monday, January 25th. PWA Black Label Premiership Day 13 from New South Wales, Australia, where they continue their Premiership A and B block matches. No need to get into those. Sorry about that. Sendai Girls Step and Go Day 3 took place. Not much there. And Marvelous had a show where Masha Slamovich defeated Mai Hasizuki. New Japan Road to New Beginning Day 7 took place. Back to Kaliga Pro Wrestling Rising Night on YouTube. Nothing really important to those 4 matches. Then onto a freelance show from Laredo, Texas called Lucha Maniacs for the NWG Master Title 3-way match. Excuse me. Champion Aries defeated Euro Boy and ASF. In a tag team match, Volante and Psycho Clown defeated Gino Medina and Lowrider. So if you're wondering where Gino Medina is at, he was there, because that came up in last night's conversation with some with the Twitch homies. We go on to Tuesday, January 26th. Noah Higher Ground 2021 Day 3 for the GHC National Title match. Champion Kanoi, I hope I said that correctly, defeated Kizunari Murikami in a 6-way match. Go Shizaki, Namichi Marufuji, and Takashi Sugiura defeated Kaito Kiyomiya, Kinya Okada, and Yoshiki Inumura. On to DDT Dramatic Everyone's Dream Has Come True 2021. Kazuki Hirata and Saki Akai defeated Antonio Hana and Danshiko Dino in a pretty fun match, I must say. Chris Brooks, Hiroshima, and Yukio Sakaguchi defeated Matt Pauli, Sama Taiko, and Yuji Hino. Yuki Ueno defeated Yusaki Okada. In the main event, Daisuke Sasaki and Tatsuya Endo defeated Konseki Tashita and Shuma Katsumata. That was a pretty good show, I must say. Up back to Collegial Pro Wrestling, Stars Night, still on YouTube, thank goodness. Ghana defeated Issei Onizuka. T-Hawk defeated Yosutaka Oshira. And in a tag match, Shima and Singohiro Iri defeated Alejandro and Ultimo Spider Jr. Seems like Shima doesn't lose it in the Collegial Pro. On to Basra 147 Glitter. In a jacket match, Ryoto Nakatsu defeated Goma in round 4. You got me there. And in a Union Pro Max title, champion Takumi Sakamoto defeated Yusuke Kubo. Back here in the States for Ohio Valley Wrestling TV 1120, where Mahabali Shera defeated Heath Haddon in a non-title tag match. AJ Daniels and Isaiah Browner defeated Brandon Tate and Brent Tate. Down to New South Action Class 20 from Haynesville, Alabama. For the New South title, champion Derek Neal defeated Hunter Drake. On to Wednesday, January 27th. For PPP Tokyo House Show, Bayside Another Bubble, where Kuma Arashi defeated Shakira 3 times in under 5 minutes. Go figure. On to Ice Ribbon Peas Party 65, where they held Peas League 2021 Tournament A and B block matches. Honori Hana defeated Tatsuki Totoro. I'll get into that. To Dramatic Dream Team Ganbare Pro Last Action Hero 2021. In a tag match, Ken Oka and Yumahito Umanari defeated Shakira and Gentaro. So Shakira can't even win it in Ganbare Pro. And Shota defeated Yoso Urano. Still to Collegial Pro Wrestling, Rising Night on YouTube. Ishii Onozaka and Singohiro Iri defeated Takayakita and Ultimo Spider Jr. Back here in the States for Limitless The Road, episode 15. Travis Huckabee defeated Ashley Vox. Alex Price defeated Divine. And Danger Kid defeated Tyree Taylor. To Thursday, January 28th. Deathmatch Down Under, and out come the Wolves from Victoria, Australia. They held a tag title tournament, first round matches. Were Blacklisted Fox and JXT won their match, as well as Aisha and Murdoch won their match. For the UGWA title Total Violence title match, champion Guido defeated Joe Bateman. They held a barbed wire board death tag match where Mad Dog and Michael Weaver defeated Crazy and RXXP. And in a 100 Light 2s match, Damian Rivers defeated Kaylin Butcher. New Japan Road New Beginning Day 8 took place. Really big tag matches on that. Dramatic Dream Team Dramatic 21 January Special. Akito and Chris Brooks defeated Mizuki Watazi and Toy Kojima. In a featherweight match, Kazuki Harada defeated Tansuko Dino, Gorgeous Matsuno, Mad Polly, and Saki Akai. In a six-man tag, Daisuke Sasaki, Soma Tokoi, and Tatsuya Endo defeated Hideki Okatani, Makoto Ohashi, and Yusake Okada. And the main event was Kasada Higuchi and Yukio Sakaguchi defeating Kansuke Takashita, and Yuki Ueno. Kaliga Pro Stars Night on YouTube. Shima and T-Hawk finally tagged up, and they defeated Alejandro and Kaichi Sato. Actress Girls Act 50 show took place, where the AWG Tag Title Tournament semifinal match was Kuro Sakaguchi and Miko Eino defeated Ami Miura and Nokia. Nokia? Okay. Then over to Independent Wrestling Federation, Strike 77, surprise from Locomotive from Moscow, Russia. Yep, Russia, and that's on YouTube if you would like to see those matches. Roddy defeated Yuri Chisyakov, and for the Sports Center match, Ivan Markov took on Serge Sullivan to a no contest. Back here in the States for IWA Mid-South Double Jeopardy from Jeffersonville, Indiana. In a 2-on-1 handicap match, Zodiac defeated Alex Crowley and Haley J. In an old school rules match, JC Ryan defeated Satu Jin. For the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Title number 1 contender match, Niles Garvin took on John Wayne Murdoch to a double countout. So look for a 3-way match coming up probably. Congo Kong defeated Daniel Luck. And for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Title, Aaron Williams took on champion Jay Chris to a double knockout. Very interesting there. And then the only show I know of that took place earlier today was Kaligo Pro Rising Night on YouTube with Issei Onozaka and T-Hawk defeating Billy Ken Kid and Kaichi Sato. So that's a wrap for me. Till next time, I will do my best to recap the GCW 24-hour marathon. And it's 15 to 18 shows. I don't know for sure about that. And I'll talk about some other shows from around the world if time permits. Put it like that. Don't forget to look out those Twitch streams and YouTube channels for other wrestling content. I have a new shout out for this week and the newest Twitch friend, and I am Watoza. That's IAMWATOZA. So check out his channel where he shows some great wrestling content and answers just about everything who writes to him. I put him on the list, in the friends list here, so check him out. He's really cool to talk to. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Oh, and don't forget, you will see me during the Royal Rumble watch along with Tom, so it should be fun. At least we're staying home this time because it's going to be snowing again, and Tom knows how to throw a party when it snows. So at least we're at home this time. So that's all good. So thank you for watching or listening. Hope you enjoyed the cut. Please subscribe if you feel good to do enough. Keep safe, take care, and be kind, everyone. Back to you, Tom.
All right, thank you very much, Charlie. So let's keep it rolling right along into the next segment here where I get to play armchair promoter and have a little bit of fun. And you know exactly what part of the show I'm talking about. It's the Fantasy Booker. We are continuing with the tournament for the fictional Warrior Wrestling Tag Team Championships. We are into the semifinals this week, and this week's first semifinal matchup is the Rascals, Des and Wentz, or as they're known in NXT now, MSK, taking on the Space Pirates, Shane Saber and Space Monkey. This match would be just a hell of a lot of fun to watch. Honestly, as a wrestling fan, if you've never seen the Space Pirates, you gotta look up some of their matches because it just sounds ridiculous to try and put into words. You have a pirate from space, or no, you have a pirate in Shane Saber, and then a monkey from space. The guy literally wears a monkey mask and a tail in the ring, and it sounds utterly ridiculous. But when you see these guys wrestle, they're amazing, honest to God. So if you've never checked out the Space Pirates, look them up. and just enjoy it. Don't critique it. Don't pick it apart. Just watch it and enjoy it. But and I mean, the Rascals, what can I say about the Rascals that I have not already said a million times? For my money, one of the best tag teams in independent wrestling, now part of NXT, doing very well in the Dusty Cup. I'm picking them to win it. So in this particular matchup, the Rascals versus the Space Pirates, I got to go with the Rascals moving on to the finals. Like I said, I think the match would be a hell of a lot of fun. There'd be bodies flying everywhere. And yeah, I mean, come on. You got two potheads, a pirate, and a monkey. How can that not be fun? So the Rascals versus the Space Pirates, semifinals of the fictional Warrior Wrestling Tag Team Tournament. It's the Rascals moving on to the finals. So, talking about moving on, let's move on to the final segment of the show where I give a not so popular opinion, and this definitely falls into that category. I'm talking about the weekly hot take. All right, so I was talking about the Nia Jax half power bomb, half choke slam that she delivered to Dana Brooke earlier in the week on Monday Night Raw, and I mean, it was a vicious looking move, no doubt about it. And and I swear I don't know what people's problem is with Nia Jax. I really don't. She made one mistake. How many years ago? 3 years ago, and punched Becky Lynch in the face, broke her nose, accidentally. Shit happens, and she's been labeled as dangerous and sloppy and a botch machine ever since. And it's completely ignorant for any fan to even attempt to make those kind of assessments. Because if you want to make judgments or assessments of someone's wrestling ability, go train, get some years of experience under your belt, then you'll be in a position to make those kind of assessments. As a fan, neither you nor I, nor dirt sheet writers who've never set foot in a fucking wrestling ring, or anybody else outside of the wrestling business has any room or reason or right to make judgments about what's good, what's bad, who's dangerous, or any of that kind of shit. I actually was going back and forth with a guy on Facebook just a couple days ago saying that so many wrestlers have said that she's a walking botch. And I told this dude, I'm like, well, number one, let those wrestlers speak for themselves, because I've worked around wrestlers. I've talked to wrestlers, some of whom have been in WWE, and I've never heard nor seen a negative word about Nia Jax or her work from anybody that matters. If her peers were calling her out as dangerous, I mean, are you honestly going to tell me that Charlotte Flair does not have the stroke to be able to say, Nia's dangerous, I'm not going to work with her? Of course she does. If Nia was dangerous, they wouldn't put her in there with the top woman in the company. They wouldn't put her in these prominent positions that she's put in for championship matches and with top stars in the women's division, and people say, oh, it's because she's The Rock's cousin. You know what? That's the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard. That is the biggest cop-out that any wrestling fan can use for somebody they don't like for whatever reason. If you don't like them, fine. You don't like their wrestling style, you don't like their personality, their character, you don't like their gimmick, you don't like their freaking ring gear, whatever. If you don't like them, fine. Just say you don't like them. You're not a fan of theirs. There's nothing wrong with that. But to attack them personally and critique their work when you are not qualified to make those kind of critiques, is just ignorant and arrogant, honestly. Because, I'm sorry, I've been a wrestling fan for 40 years. 40 freaking years I've been watching and studying and researching and learning about the business of professional wrestling. But when it comes down to it, I am not in the business. I am not a wrestler. So I am not qualified to make assessments on how somebody takes a bump or how somebody does or takes a certain move. I'm not. No fan is. You know who is qualified? People in the business. And I'm not talking about dirt sheet writers, because they're not in the business as much as they may want you to believe that they are. They may know people in the business, but they themselves are not in the business, period. So that's my rant for this week. No wrestling fan has any business saying who's good, who's bad, who makes a botch, or that move was bad, or that person, that was a bad bump or whatever. I mean, shit can look brutal as all hell, and, it's intended to look that way sometimes. Sometimes mistakes do happen. Like JR loves to say all the time, it's not ballet. People are going to get hurt. Stuff is going to go wrong. But to attack somebody like Nia Jax just because simply you don't like her. Okay, fine. Don't like her. Nobody says you have to. But don't be an asshole. I mean, shit. That's the best way I can put it. Stop being an asshole and stop thinking you know what the hell you're talking about just because you watch it on TV. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Just be a fan, Be a fan or be a critic. You can't be both. Sorry, you just can't. People will and have argued that point with me numerous times for what seemed like hours on end, but I will maintain that until I'm blue in the face. Be a fan or be a critic. You can't be both. You have no business saying what's good or bad. Just say you like it or you don't. There is a difference. So, like I say on this show all the time, I tell you what I like. I tell you what I'm not a big fan of. I don't sit here and say, this person's good, this person's bad, there's whatever, because I'm not qualified to make those assessments because I'm not in the business. So, that's gonna do it for the weekly hot take for this week. But, I want to remind everybody, coming up tonight on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/catchhookshoot. Charlie G and myself will be hosting a live Royal Rumble watch along, and I will say it one more time, we are not streaming the pay-per-view. So if you tune into Twitch hoping to see the pay-per-view, you're going to be disappointed. But it is going to be me and Charlie watching along with all of you guys, giving our thoughts, our comments. You guys can join in on the conversation in the chat room. We definitely want to hear from you guys. It should be a lot of fun. It's starting at 5 p.m. Central Time with the pre-show for the Rumble. Like I said, it's twitch.tv/catchhookshoot. Join us, watch along with us, jump in the conversation, have some fun with us. Should be a good time. Again, I want to thank everybody for listening, watching, and subscribing on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast from. And to get links to everything having to do with Catch, Hook, and Shoot, scan this little QR code. I remembered what it was called now. It's a QR code. Scan that, and it will take you to our link tree with links to everything that has to do with the show. Or if you're not watching on YouTube and you can't scan the QR code, go to linktree/catchhookshoot. And like I said, you get links to everything, including the brand new Catch, Hook, Shoot website, which is right up here at the top of your screen, catchhookshoot.wixsite.com/catchhookshoot. So, again, thank you to everybody for listening. Join us on the Twitch stream. Check out the bonus episode that dropped on Saturday with everything about the Royal Rumble, preview, predictions, some history, some fun facts, some statistics, all that kind of good stuff. It dropped yesterday on Saturday on all the different platforms, so please go check that out. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And again, if you ever want to shoot me an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So I am going to sign off for now. Hopefully I will see some of you guys on Twitch tonight. And until then, I will talk to you guys soon.